So today I'm going to talk about a topic that everyone wants to know, everyone wants to do, but they don't do enough. They want to do it, but they do it very less, or maybe quit in between, or it's too difficult to do and it's not happening. It's not working out. Okay, so that is nothing but gamakas. Practicing gamakas, okay. Coming to the point. The meaning of Carnatic music, Carnatic or Karnataka, is two parts, Karna and Ataka. Karna means nothing but your ear, right? Ataka means attachment or ornament. This is coming from what little knowledge I have. I might be wrong, I might make mistakes. This is what I understood from some source, that Karna Ataka means the ornament to your ear or attachment to your ear, okay? As the name conveys, if you want to learn Carnatic music, you have to make it attached to your ear. You have to train your ears. Without training your ear, there is no Carnatic music, or any music for that matter. If it is Hindustani or Carnatic or even Western classical, anything, you have to listen. You have to be a hardcore listener and understand what that style of music is. You have to be disciplined enough to understand that style of music. So Carnatic music has a lot of rules and regulations inside it, which as beginners we don't understand much, but as we go along it, there are certain things that you need to follow, certain rules that you need to apply to make it sound how it is intended to be. Okay, so first thing is, listen to Carnatic music, understand what needs to be applied as gamaka. Let's say for an example, if we take Mayamala Gola has certain set of gamakas. Every raga has its own set of gamakas. You cannot fall outside of those gamakas, and then it will not sound like that raga. So there are something called Sampradayika gamakas. You can only apply those gamakas to those particular ragam. There are some ragams with a lot of flexibility, different discussion altogether. But you need to understand that when you are playing a ragam, make sure you understand what those gamakas are. For that, you need to listen. Step number 1. Number 2, understand what's permitted and it's not. As I mentioned, Sampradayika gamakas or gamakas that is intended for that ragam, you can apply. What is not intended, you need to understand what that is and avoid it. Say for example, let's take the ragam Abhogi, right? Sa re ga ma da sa da ma ga re sa. That is the ragam Abhogi. For the re, you do not oscillate from ma to re. That glide is not permitted. I'll give an example. This is how Abhogi will sound. You cannot do. That is not permitted in that ragam. As I mentioned, what little knowledge I have, from this knowledge I am saying, I might be wrong. You can comment if I'm wrong. I'll try to correct myself. Yeah. So you can do. Cannot do. No, that's not permitted. That is just an example, as I mentioned. What's permitted, what's not, you need to understand. Let's say for example, I'm taking another example, Shahana and Dvijavanti, ragas that might, if you listen to it not closely enough, you might confuse both in most of the times. Or let's say there are ragams called allied ragas, Madhyamavati, Sri Ragam and Manirang. Okay. So when you listen to Madhyamavati or Sri Ragam, let's say for a longer time, if the alap is going on and if you listen to Sri Ragam, you might sometimes confuse that with Madhyamavati. So there are ragas which are very much close to each other, or you might mistake one for another. Those things also you need to understand. For that, again, as I mentioned, listening is very much important. Coming back to our topic, gamaka, right? So when you are a beginner and when you start practicing gamaka, there are two ways it can go wrong. You do too much or you do too less, right? So when you are doing it too less, what I mean by too less is, let's say you are oscillating from one note re to the other note ma. You might go to ma, hit the ma, come back, but not hit the re. You might land up somewhere else. So when you come from ma back to re and you land above re, you don't hit re. Or you go to ma, you don't hit ma. Let's say this is ma, this is re. You go and then come here. You will not touch ma. Let's say this is again coming back to this is ga. I'm talking about ma 1, okay? And this is re 2. Re2 to ma 1 you have to hit, but instead what you do is you go from re1, sorry, re2, you come till ga 3. Below ma 1 is ga 3, you hit that and come back. You have to hit ma, right? Just an example, okay? Again, you have to hit ma, you have to come back to re. Re, ma, you have to repeat it 1,000 times. And that too, you have to hit every time you hit re and ma, you have to hit it exactly. That is how you do enough. You do it less. Now coming to doing it more. You are in re, you have to go hit ma 1. What you do is you go from re, you hit to ma 2 and come back. Right? So you are doing it too much. You are again going, not hitting the right note, you are going above and coming below. Just taking this as an example, not the exact same thing, just an example that what can go wrong. For this to be fixed, what you need to do is you have to identify these two notes, or any note for that matter. When you are playing, you have to listen patiently to the ragam that you are practicing. You just go oscillate between that note. First you need to identify the exact positions of that note, make sure you are playing the right notes. You oscillate from that note to the other. Be patient to hit the exact note and come back. Do not rush. Patience is the key in learning Carnatic music and violin. Any other instrument, let's say piano, guitar, veena, at least have some leverage where you can see the keys or see the frets. Still you have some leverage, but violin is not like that. You need to identify the notations by ear, that you are playing the exact note, because we don't have frets, right? Or you can, go to mediocre level techniques like using a tuner or putting stickers on your violin. Okay, do it at your own risk. Okay, but I'm not saying it is wrong. But when you play a raga like Ananda Bhairavi, how many stickers are you going to use on your violin? I don't know. Anyway, next point is, when you are learning violin or learning Carnatic music, don't keep your goal short that you need to play 2-3 songs on violin. That's, I want to play 1 or 2 songs. I like violin so much. It's really good, pleasing, romantic, nice instrument. I love it so much, but just want to play 1 or 2 songs. This is from life experience I'm saying. Most of the people come to me saying, I just want to play 1 or 2 songs, will you teach? Let me tell you, if you are that kind of a person, do not even think of taking violin in your hand. You have to make sure you respect this instrument. It is one of the most difficult instruments to master. So for that reason, you have to be patient. You have to keep your goalpost, a little bigger, not short. Try to acquire knowledge in the style of music that you're learning. Let it be Hindustani, let it be Carnatic, or let it be Western. If you're learning music, you're learning it on instrument, try to expand your wisdom in that particular field of music. Instead of playing 2-3 songs, anybody can, given notes, if you know basic bowing and stuff, you can still play songs. That's not the way to learn it, right? Like, if you're learning anything, try to learn it the right way and hit the right goal. Keep your goal high, your ambition high. Only then you can learn this. Right. Next point is, be patient, be perseverant. Okay. Chances are, like, you might do it little too much and still it's not happening and you might quit. So the thing is, don't lose hope. I know I am I'm not a motivational speaker, but on violin, you need a little bit of motivation to do it, right? So don't lose hope. Keep practicing every day, at least for an hour. That is the minimum benchmark to practice, and practice gamakas enough. People who don't practice gamakas, because two reasons. One, it is difficult. Second, I don't understand it, how to be done. These are two things they say, and they don't practice it. It'll happen. You keep doing it, one day or the other, it will fall in place. I'm telling you, giving you from my experience. I used to do too much, I used to do too less also. But one day it will fall in place. If you are on the right track, it will fall in place. There are two kinds of practices, one is wrong practice, and the one is right practice. If you are doing the right practice, it will obviously end up right. If you are doing wrong practice, you have to have somebody as a mentor or a guide to tell you are doing it wrong. So for that reason, you need to have a guru or a mentor to teach you violin or Carnatic music for sure. If you're learning it from YouTube, I'm telling you, you're doing the wrong practice. So get a mentor, not me. This is not a paid promotion or an advertisement. Get a guru who knows Carnatic music or Carnatic violin, who exactly knows what they are doing. Get somebody like that. Don't leave them, at least for a year or two. Decide whether you want to continue or not, but please give at least a year or two for learning violin. Within a year, you cannot do anything on violin. Minimum 1 year is required for you to see any improvement on violin. If you do the right practice, don't quit. That's all. See you in the next video.